Hey, good morning. This is Vance Williams. It's Wednesday, May 4th, 2016. Started a couple minutes early. I don't know. I just did. Anyway, seems the central bankers wanted to calm the U.S. dollar slide yesterday. They simply did this by saying that a June rate hike wasn't totally out of the question. And that's all it took. And back came the dollar. All right, so that's about all that's new. I mean, there's a lot of talk about production and oil. Oil did hit 1,300, but I think they're trying to calm that down a little bit as well. So just always remember that the name of the game is stability. So at least it is now. Okay, so let's take a look. I just want to show you yesterday how price came through this line and just held. And this is not a magic line. There's no magic to trend lines. There's no special place you can put it. What you want to look at here is where buyers and sellers basically ended up after a period of time. I tend to look at 30 and 5 minutes just to see, as billions of dollars are changing hands back and forth in 5 minutes, where did they end up? Where did they end up in 30 minutes? And so this, very reliable, and it'll give you some kind of idea. Now, as I told you yesterday, we're not going to trade this because it was very much counter trend. Looks like I have an extra moving average in there or something. That's a 21. That one's supposed to be there. What's this one? That is a 7. So let's get rid of that one. There we go. All right, come back to this in a second. Just want to go over to here. And you saw yesterday, this one was looking at possible trend turning point and came through right there. So there's potentially a trade right there. The trend wasn't quite turned, but I thought that looked pretty good. All right, so let's go back to Euro right now. We've got the balance of money to the downside. You can see that this on this 30-minute, buyers and sellers are reconciling right here at 114.76. So if you want to look for a trade there, look for maybe some kind of advantage just below this level. What I mean by that is look for something to change. You can see, let's drop down to the 5, take a quick look, see what they'd have to do to make a change. I never worry about one price dip here. I see a couple. This is a little bit sloppy here. You got different levels here, different one here, different one there. And so it ends up having a lot of contention kind of in that area there. Again, I don't really worry about one dip, right? So I would personally look for maybe a 5-minute candle to close below this level. But if you want to be on the safe side, this is actually rare that you would see 3 different levels like this. If you want to be safer, look for a close below this level. Although I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Let's take a look at the top side, see if we might find a key level there as well. This right here cannot define a range. There was a range here, here. This is a little bit of downtrending followed by a range created here. So this is an up move out of this range. So I'd say that, again, you notice this pattern of just kind of weirdness. You get here, here, and then it just comes up for a minute and back in. But this is the range where they're really duking it out. I would say that if they get above here again, it's more likely to move up a little bit more. But again, what we're seeing is choppy and unclear. Let's drop down to the 5-minute for this level right here. Oh, we already did that. All right, so going over the pound, you can see over here, this was during FOMC release, so I'm not really that concerned about that. Let me just get rid of that. Again, you see a pretty defined supply area and price dipping into it. Now, this is more common with the pound, but it's just not that great looking. Not a lot of good stuff to look at here. It's just all over the place, really. Don't see it this way very often. Geez, I'm not interested in anything here. If you want to look for a move, I would look for a trend advance right here. Basic, push down, pull back, second push, having enough strength in order to manage your risk, keeping your stop above here, getting a decent pullback, targeting maybe a 5-minute candle body close. So that would be, I don't know, relatively decent risk. Let's drop down to the 5-minute here again. Yeah, that's pretty well defined. Yep, not a lot to do. It's very, very choppy. And let's see if we can see why. We're at a 30-minute. You see it was in a very good uptrend. Little announcement by the Fed, talking heads, and yet the buyers in this uptrend are not convinced. So that's why it's choppy. Probably the same thing with the euro. Yeah, same exact thing with the euro. In fact, if you pull a fib up here like this, kind of the last big leg up. I'm not sure I like that. Let's move this up to, yeah, again, it just, nothing's clean. Nothing's clean. So, one of the things you got to do is be able to recognize, you got to know what you're looking for. And if you know what you're looking for, then you know what you're not looking for. And this is just sloppy, messy, nothing I'd be interested in, as I said. You notice I just don't have any other currency pairs on here. I don't really care what's going on with the others. I mean, the euro, the pound, and the dollar are 70% of all the money in the Forex market. You can specialize in other currency pairs with more analysis and more advanced strategies, but in the end, you've got so much money to put at play, and your ability to predict the market is really based upon your ability to predict human behavior. And the more consistent the behavior and the information, the higher your ability to do that. And logic just dictates that you should stay right with the euro dollar and pound dollar. Okay, I just want to let you guys know, I kind of do this every day. I don't sell anything at all right now. I don't have any intentions right now of selling anything. I retired about a year ago. I still work with some traders that I was working with before. Kind of enjoy doing these little sessions and sharing my insights. But you can get my book right here. You don't need to put it in an email or anything. You just click this bar right here, anywhere on it, and you get my book. That's 11 years of experience with Forex trading and working with thousands of traders. So I spent about 8 years figuring out how people actually learn to do this. Believe it or not, no one had done that. That's one of the things. We just kind of assume people know what they're doing, and maybe they don't. Anyway, that book, you're going to find this is the most valuable Forex trading book you've ever read. Some of you will read it and go, that's terrible. I don't want to have to do all that. Well, think about it. If you wanted to become a brain surgeon, and make $1 million a year, how much work you got to do to be able to do that? Just name any skill that's difficult. This is a difficult skill. So thinking that all you got to do is learn a few tricks and have a little discipline is kind of a ridiculous, naive notion. But this book's going to show you what you actually got to do. And I can say all that. I've always been kind of straightforward on, this is not easy. That's why I never had, tens of thousands of people running to my site. They didn't want to hear that. They want to hear this is easy and you're going to get the girls in the car. Anyway, that's about all I have for today. I wish there was something more interesting. I mean, you could definitely watch for this euro to close below here. It's obviously not going to happen in the next couple minutes. The pound, you could also look for a trend advance down below this level right here. How much does it have to move for that to happen? It's got to move 30 pips, so that might take a little bit. And the euro, how much has it got to move? It's got to move about 20. So, you can watch this, and if you get a nice little close maybe on the 5-minute, that might give you the information you need to, pop 10 or 15 here. Keep in mind that when these go through here, because of all these big buy orders, these guys have their stops. They're probably positioned right around here. So if you get a little close and it breaks here, it's probably going to get a little bit of rapid movement, maybe 15 pips worth in here. So if you're in it and it pops, kind of keep that in mind. All right, so that's it for today. Write to me at Vance Williams. That's my name at myself.com. Vance Williams at myself.com. If you have any questions at all. And for people writing to me about training, I don't have anything for sale right now. I know it looks like it on my site, but I just don't. All right, you guys, have a great one, and I'll look forward to dropping in one more time with you this week, tomorrow morning around 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Take care.